outrage over this ad. I mean, can you guys just admit that you hate white people now? Just come out and say it. Be honest.
Hey, Miss America, you want to know why nobody's outraged by that ad? Because it's fake. Yeah, you know what I hate, Miss America? I hate how often Trump supporters sit in their car complaining about some bullshit that you guys made up. All someone did was take this picture and add their own text on the screen. That is literally all it takes to trick a Trump supporter. But that's it. Just find a picture of something, add some provocative text, and sure as hell you guys will run out to your car to complain about how everyone is so mean to white people. Honestly, it's fascinating. I cannot imagine being this gullible. But funny enough, whoever made this fake ad was totally spot on. Beyoncé definitely has way better genes than Sydney Sweeney. Anyway, this was a massive swing and a miss for you, Miss America, so let us know if you ever find anything real to complain about, and then maybe someone might give a shit, all right? Okay, good luck.
It's interesting how white tears work in America. All they have to do, especially white women, is just cry and you see them in their numbers. Literally, all they have to do is cry. Cry. So much so that they have nothing going on for themselves. Honestly, that's how boring they are. So, it's so interesting, Americans. And people are saying it, that it's even white women who's going to be in more danger. You're the one who's going to be an absolute danger. I'm sorry, today I just don't have the energy. Too many things are going on at once. Tomorrow is work day and but anyways, that picture never existed. White people are just looking for something to keep them busy, especially in America. But I have a response that's going to be interesting. I think another lady said it more perfectly. Yeah, let's watch it. Let's watch it together, yeah?
So obviously this is rage bait, but here's what nobody's really talking about. This campaign is poking at women's greatest and most tender insecurity under the patriarchy, which is desirability and the beauty standard. It affects not only non-white women, even though this is clearly white supremacist, Aryan race propaganda, but it also adversely affects the majority of white women who do not naturally have blonde hair and blue eyes. Because yes, even the women who can achieve this look have to do it through artificial means in one way or another. The vast majority of white women are not naturally blonde. It's a very, very, very small percentage who go on to be naturally blonde in adulthood. Sydney Sweeney herself is not even a natural blonde. And of course, lots of white women are also insecure about having brown eyes. So that's a whole generation of young white women who are being further propagandized to purchase blonde hair dye and contacts for the rest of all time. Another thing about the Sydney Sweeney beauty standard that is very important to note is that big boobs are a hallmark of what conservative men are attracted to. At the end of the early 2000s and through the 2010s, we were becoming a more progressive society, and so we also naturally progressed to be a more ass-centric society. Women of color are more likely to have a naturally fat ass. These things intersect. Imagine that. This campaign using Sydney Sweeney in this way is pushing women to pander to conservative men and their fantasies. And before I go any further, I also think it's important to note, and I can second this based on my own personal life experience, that a lot of conservative men just want to show the world that this is their type. But like the Madonna whore complex, they're actually likely to also be interested in women of color, black women, trans women, and then just hold a woman like Sydney Sweeney up on their arm to show to the world that they are adhering to the white supremacist, patriarchal, capitalistic beauty standards. Because men, and especially conservative men, are male-centered too. And unfortunately, a lot of times the woman on their arm is a lot more about keeping up appearances than it is about what they genuinely desire. But anyway, the messaging for women is that you need to be desirable. This is what desirability looks like. You want to be desirable for men. You know what type of man is into this? Conservative men. That leads women to be conservative women. The birth rate has crashed and is burning. They want women back in the houses houses, back in the kitchens, popping out babies like there's no tomorrow. And you know what guy is most likely to believe in that specific American vision as well? The same type of guy who wants to have this type of woman on his arm in public. It is a trap. Classic propaganda tactic. It's a whole lot of subliminal messaging packed up in this campaign that will affect the brains of women who are either too young and naive to understand this or just not the sharpest tool in the shed. Sure, it'll hurt the self-esteem of women of color, but this is actually most dangerous for white women because, again, most white women do not naturally look like this. Even Sydney Sweeney does not naturally look like this. She has to buy a bottle of blonde hair dye every single month. It keeps women on a perpetual hamster wheel of chasing desirability for no one other than men. And who does it serve? The elite's pockets. It's a capitalistic scheme. That's what I mean when I say that capitalism and patriarchy are cults. They tell you how to live your life as though this is the only right way. And oftentimes it's done by a lot of brainwashing and subliminal messaging, and it's in fucking everything. To the untrained eye, the unintelligent eye, this looks like a normal ass campaign where they're just saying Sydney Sweeney is hot. But if you think deeper, if you have critical thinking skills, this is Nazi propaganda. The only way to actually win the capitalism patriarchy game as a woman is to stop finding and putting your value in how well you meet their white supremacist beauty standards and in how horny you make men. Because one day, Sydney Sweeney's gonna be a little too old for their liking and they're just gonna dump her for the next young, blonde, blue-eyed bombshell. And the cycle will continue unless we choose to get smarter and stop absorbing the messaging.
You're only mad at Sydney Sweeney because she's a hot white girl. She's a hot, white, straight girl saying that she's got good genes. Thinking she's insinuating if you don't look like her that you have bad genes, which is not the fucking case. It was a gene ad. It was fun. It was funny. A joke, if you will. If it was Beyoncé saying the same exact thing, you'd be like, of course you have good genes. You're Queen Bee. It's because she's a hot, white, straight girl that you guys are fucking mad. You don't even know what the word eugenics means. Most of you using it in the comments don't know what the fuck it means. You just see other people using it. And if you know what it means, I guarantee you learned this morning what it fucking means. But Dylan Mulvaney, a man, is the women's face of Ulta Beauty. Not saying that men can't wear makeup, do whatever the fuck you want. A man is the woman's face of Ulta Beauty. Be so fucking for real. It has to be so exhausting waking up every day and being like, what can I be offended about today? What can I make racist that's not racist? And what can I make homophobic and transphobic that's none of the above? The mental gymnastics you people go through to try to stay relevant or to make other people like you, go touch some fucking grass.